Hi all. Today's topic is how to make 2024 your great year. My name is Anna, and thank you so much for finding time to join me today. The reason I've chosen to talk about this topic is like every other person, it's sort of beginning of the year, and you are thinking and trying to put things in place to try, and plan ahead for the year and see how things go. And how I've decided to do it myself is, when you sit down and look at your life, there are various things that have worked for you. And my approach has been to just, reflect on really what the past year has been. As a first point, essentially, is just to look at what did work for you in the last year. So there are things that you notice when you sit down and really critically analyze yourself. You'll be able to realize there are things that you did and you did very well. Like, let's say you started off a business and you grew a few, you got a few clients. You realized you learned your strengths, you learned things that were working for you, and and at the same time pushed yourself a little bit more out of your comfort zone. Those are the things that I feel are quite important to bring in with you into the new year. The second thing is obviously to look at the things that did not work for you. And by saying that, there are things, how I group that is there are things that really brought so much tears, the things that brought turmoil, the things that were not worth your effort. And I feel like it has been a self-discovery period for myself. I have learned quite a bit. I have learned I have lost a lot along the way. I've lost relationships. I've lost, a few investments here and there. But for me, I feel like it has been a learning curve. You cannot hold on to things that were not meant to be. You cannot hold on to things that did not work for you. There are, some relationships that did not work, and that's okay, because obviously we are all, learning, we are all striving to be better people, and what may have worked that time may not be what's working now. So I feel like instead of dwelling on the past and dwelling on the things that hurt you deeply, or dwelling on, on the losses that you incurred in the last year, I think it's good to, learn from those experiences, and cultivate yourself in such a way that you can rebuild again. You can, come out with the lessons that you learned. Let's say, you are in a situation in which you lost, your resources as a family, you lent out, and things did not, things did not work out. I feel like it's an opportunity for you to sort of go into the year knowing that this is what I'm going to do going forward, and learn essentially from your mistakes. And obviously the other thing is, bring on board into 2024 the things that, sometimes, your struggles may actually be an opening to better things ahead. Let's say, for example, you sat an exam and you did not make it. I think it's time to sort of learn from what worked then and what did not work, and push yourself, as long as in the bigger plan is, it's going to work out for you. And one other big thing that I'm thinking about as we start, this new season is self-care. Self-care is quite important. And how I look at self-care is I look at it in three parts. So it's body, soul, and mind. And some people may say body is the physical, and then mind is the mental, and soul is the spiritual. So it's very important when you're looking at, your self-care to look at things in this way, look at your physical health. If you haven't seen the doctor in many, many years, look, make an appointment with your general practitioner, with your physician, get, those annual checks done, get your annual check done, get your health, your healthy heart checks, get, your breast screening check, get your bowel cancer checks, just go in and really prioritize your health. If you've been meaning, weight is always a struggle. But if it is something that you want to work at, set those strategies and say, look, this year I want to concentrate on my physical health. I want, to be able to run after my kids without puffing. I want my heart rate to come from 90 to 70. I want to be able to fit into this cart. I want to be able to do 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it's very, very important, I feel, as because this is the body, this is the vehicle that you've got, this is all you've got. You can replace a lot of things, but once your body is gone, there's completely nothing you can do. So instead of cultivating other people alone, it's very, very important to cultivate yourself first, because once you cultivate yourself first, you are in a good spot to be able even to cultivate other people. So be mindful of your physical health. And when we talk about, being mindful of the mind, which is essentially our mental health, is, be realistic, because I find that a lot of, as much as we have a lot of mental health conditions like, bipolar, depression, anxiety, and all that, I believe this a state of mind has sometimes, obviously, sometimes it's beyond your ability, but our mind has there's so much that the mind can cultivate, and there's so much that the mind can steer you in one direction or the other. So it's very important to find that balance where you're grateful for the small things, you find reason and hope to push yourself, and just be self-aware of your mental health. Be self-aware when you're struggling. Be self-aware when you're starting to crumble. And in my line of work, I meet people who will say, oh, I noticed that initially all this started because I couldn't sleep. Every time I would, be, teary, every time I would jerk and stuff like that. And those are the small little signs, and I'm reminded quickly of the scripture that says, catch for me the little foxes. So it's those small little things that you will ignore. So it's very important to be self-aware about your mental health as well, so that you can, catch yourself, before it's too late. And it's very easy to say, look, she's saying it because she's a doctor, or she's saying it because she is in that position where she gets to meet people that are going through this. No, I say this even from my own personal perspective, because at some point, last year, with the exams, with a lot happening, I almost felt like, I was losing that balance. And it took me realizing that, look, Anna, you need to slow down. You need to let go of this, you need to let go of this, and you need to concentrate on you. You cannot fix the world, you cannot fix everybody. You cannot be there for everybody. You need to prioritize yourself. And I was able to, shake down or take down a few extra responsibilities that I had on board, because it's that point of you being self-aware. Nobody will come and tell you, be self-aware for you. It is only you that can know, now the weight is starting to be a little bit more heavier. I need to let go. I need to learn to say no to some things, and I need to say no to some people as well. And I need to stop being manipulated. I need to stop. It's about time to turn my life around. So be cognizant of that fact, and be very, very selfish with your mental health. Number 3 is the soul, which is our spiritual being. A lot of us have, a sense of, of, you know, believing in something. Like I believe in God, I believe in the Holy Spirit, and a lot of other people believe in other things as well. Whatever it is that you believe in, it's very, very important to realize that your spiritual balance is also very important. Surround yourself with people that have the same values as yourself. Surround yourself with people that believe in the same things that you believe in, because then you will spur one another to, you know, to the right direction. So that's one thing that I am definitely taking into the new year, and being more self-aware, practicing more self-love, self-care, and being really, you know, intentional with what I do. Whatever task I am going to take on this year will be really thoughtful. You know, it will be really thoughtful. And sometimes, you know, when we, you know, I have easily found that, you know, you are eager to help. And don't get me wrong, because, you know, there are people that are always eager to help, you know, find solutions, you know, and those are the people that struggle the most. And unfortunately, when you're in your hour of need, sometimes you don't get back the same thing. And that a lot of time, you know, that unmet expectations create bitterness, affects your mental health, affects your physical health, and affect your spiritual balance as well. So very important to look at that. So for me, making 2024 great is just the basic things. You know, if I get big things along the way, you know, greater things along the way, that's fine. But my key thought process is one day at a time. Be grateful for the journey. It's never about the destination alone. Being grateful for the small things, being grateful for family, being grateful for the few friends that God has placed in my life, being grateful for opportunity to work and interact with people, an opportunity to impact, even in a small way, you know, the people that I meet along the way, and even to talk to you today, you know, even to, you know, yeah, and that's one thing that I'm hoping to do as well, you know, in this channel. I'm hoping that I can interact with more people. You can see a little bit more people on set with me, and, you know, essentially just, you know, bringing conversations of hope and bringing conversations of, you know, that we can be great in our small spheres of life, and we can impart in our small spheres of life. So essentially, I am really looking forward to a great year, and I'm really looking forward to share it with you, my viewers, and you, my subscribers, and also the people that we'll meet along the way. So if you haven't subscribed and you view our content, because I see that a lot, feel free or consider to subscribe so that you get more content, and look out for great things ahead. We've got a lot lined up for this year, and I'm just hoping that we can grow together. Thank you so much for joining me today, and God bless.